Hello guys and welcome to episode 13 of my Rome 2 Total War campaign, Caesar and Gaul playing as the Romans. Today it looks like we're going to be hitting Elimberis, which is owned by the Alski who attacked me last turn, and I had to defend Aquae Tarbelli against them. We've also had a rebellion take place near Burdigala, so I've sent the 5th Legion up to defend that against these Gallic rebels. I am going to recruit some more men into this army, and then we shall sally forth with the garrison army next turn in order to wipe them out. So I'm going to get some legionaries because it looks like that these will be pretty elite men. We've got some spear warriors here, so we need the legionaries ready to counteract those, because these Vigiles aren't actually going to be very good at all. We're waiting for the 3rd Legion to replenish, and it will likely be by the end of the winter that we'll be able to move on and head towards someone like the Lemovises, or we can head towards the Santones. It really depends. I am going to have to invest into the 5th Legion here, so that will turn into another major army. We've also, of course, got the 2nd Legion up here in Nemesis, so we mustn't forget about them. We can probably move them down into Narbonensis in order to recruit some men. But before we move on, let's actually convert the lands in Devona. We will change this to a villa, and then I'll probably I'll convert this to a farm, and then I'll get rid of that and change it into something else. That'll probably work out best. Everything seems okay for now. There has been an increase in population in Serbia, so we can expand the city here, so I'm going to do just that, and we will create probably a commons, I think, although I'm not entirely sure. We are at plus 11 happiness, so we might be good to go into something like suburbia, which will get us some more wealth. Wealth is really something that I want to focus on in these home settlements, because they aren't going to be making any significant armies anymore. We can also think about upgrading this to a Roman colonia as well, because that will get us some more wealth. Then we have Genoa. We can think about upgrading this to a cattle trader, or maybe even something like a library to get the research rate. I think I'll just leave that for now, so we've got some extra funds in case we need them. Right, so that's about it for buildings. We can have a look at our armies. So the 1st Legion are in range to attack the champions of Trebaruna. Not entirely sure if they'll win though. 2nd Legion and 3rd Legion aren't moving this turn, so it's just a matter of deciding whether or not we're going to use the 1st Legion. Now what I'm thinking of doing is just leaving the 1st Legion Aquae Tarbelli for another turn, so we get completely replenished, but then it will likely allow the Alski to build more troops, so I'm not sure if it sort of pays off doing that. I think what I might do, go back to Aquae Tarbelli and I'll recruit some more men. Actually, I won't be able to because I'm already doing it in Burdigala. Never mind, I'll just get some mercenaries when we advance on Elimberis in the next turn. I think that's what I'm going to do. So that's everything done for this turn. Let's move straight on to the next one. So we are being attacked now by the Wardens of Tutatis. Like I said, it looks like the Vivisae actually recruited some mercenaries, so they've got a full mercenary army here of Gallic warriors, Gallic light horse and Gallic hunters, but we do have our garrison army and the garrison fleet with some legionaries on it, so we should be good here in order to defend the settlement pretty easily. Now, the garrison army is pretty large, so that should be enough to fight them back. Let's go ahead and fight this one on the battle map. So, actually a pretty small city here. I actually expected it to be quite a lot larger than this, especially how it's represented on the map. But it looks like the enemy is going to be approaching from this direction with their mercenaries. I'm going to get this assault birim to land probably just outside the settlement. So just outside here, and we'll run through the front gates before the enemy get there. Or we can do it around the back just to be safe, but that's quite a long journey. So I think I might just do it here. I'll line them up ready to just land, jump off and get through this gate. Other than that, we can just get our legionaries ready to intercept them once they get through the gates. And we can get these skirmishers to get on the walls. Although they might be picked off by the archers, but I don't think that'll be too much of an issue. But going to make sure that they occupy the edge of the wall there, so that they fire as many javelins as they can on the enemies as they approach. We'll get the other unit on the corner here. So that will do. The Vigilades, well, they can take up place behind the skirmishers in case they get the ladders up onto the walls, which it looks like they might do, but I wouldn't be surprised if they drop the ladders and try and burn down the gates, because that's what stupid AI do. That's why I've got my legionaries on the ground. It's tempting to put my legionary cohort on the top just in case, or my veteran legionaries, sorry. Yeah, I might do that. I'll put them by the stairs so that I can get them down if I need them. Right, let's start the battle there. Not worry about the placement of the rest of these Vigilades. Otherwise I'll be there forever. Right, we need to get these guys onto the shore quickly. Get these Vigilades to stand and defend this tower. Completely pointless, but gives them something to do. All these Vigilades are basically terribly trained infantry that will likely die if they went into 1v1 combat versus levy freemen. So yeah, nothing really special about them. Need to get these legionaries into the gate as quickly as possible. I like that they finally made it so you can actually select the units as they're coming off the boats now, rather than having to wait until they're completely deployed. It's a decent change. It's going to help a lot. The Gallic warriors really going for this. I think they might actually use the ladders. The CJI probably has been greatly improved since I've had an AI siege in Caesar and Gaul. So we'll see how it goes. With any luck, a couple of these ladders will be burnt down anyway by these towers. What I might do is get the skirmishers off the wall, and then I will just get my men to the edge, ready to intercept the enemy as they put the ladders against the walls. So I do have my veteran legionaries here. They will help out a lot with destroying the troops that will climb the ladders. But they're climbing... Oh, I thought they were climbing with hunters then. Oh, they are. They do have a mercenary Gallic hunter unit pushing a ladder. So they'll climb the wall and just get massacred, which will be interesting. But these Gallic warriors will probably cut my Vigilades down very, very easily. I might actually send up these legionaries just to help out a bit. I'm not sure how long it will take them to actually carry out their orders. We'll have to wait and see. So there we go. Enemies on the walls, and now we can attack them. The thing that I'm going to do here, the reason I brought the skirmishers down was so that they could throw up onto the walls like that, and they do a lot of damage that way. You can see they're throwing into the backs of this formation as the Vigilades are fighting. Now the Vigilades are being massacred. So I am going to get my veteran legionaries to run into the back of these warriors.
Our general is under attack.
And then the Gallic warriors should take a lot of damage from that attack.
Legionaries! Forward!
So I really need to get these legionaries on the wall. Hopefully they will actually start running up now. These legionaries can join in killing off these mercenary Gallic warriors on this side. Vigilets on this wall have pretty much been destroyed, almost going to be completely shattered. They have routed. They're going to be massacred by the rest of the Gallic warriors.
Legionaries!
And these Gallic hunters have come up behind my veteran legionaries. Not a good move for them at all. The funny thing is, the enemy has 3 units of Gallic light horse that cannot do a thing. So what I might do, just to make sure that they completely die, is actually get some of my Vigilets to go outside of the walls and take care of those with their spears. I can completely overwhelm them with Vigilets, so that'll work out quite nicely, I believe. Actually, unless these mercenary Gallic hunters stay here, there's not really much point in me taking out the Vigilets in case they just keep skirmishing with me. That would get rather annoying. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to get my general up into a position on the wall where he can't be targeted.
Legionaries!
Legionaries can move to the center gate there. And that way these hunters should have a hard time firing upon them. I guess they can dismount these light horse. That works. But at the moment they're just running them around.
Melee troops awaiting orders.
Taking tons of free damage from these towers. My legionary's not taking much damage at all from these Gallic hunters, but I'm going to have to leave them there so they can soak up the arrows. So what I'm hoping to see is that the AI does actually dismount instead of running around in circles. I'm just going to fast forward this. The Gallic hunters will run out of ammo, then they'll stop firing on my legionaries at last. Come on. The AI's just derping. What I'm going to do then is get these skirmishers up on the wall. And that way, we can start doing a lot of damage to these horsemen. There we go. Plenty of damage. Need to get these men into that position so they can destroy the Gallic hunters.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Well, that's a shame. Get them back off the walls. Killed the majority of these Gallic hunters though, and quite a lot of this Gallic horse unit. As soon as these Gallic hunters here run away, I will likely sally forth with the rest of my Vigilets, and we can utterly destroy them. I don't want to fast forward it too much, just in case something bad happens. We go with a rapid advance into the general. Set up a unit of Vigilets here, and another one just behind. And we can charge into him with rapid advance. Well, these Vigilets are going to get annihilated by these light horse if they're not careful. That charge probably did a lot of damage. But flanking these noble horse with the towers shooting down upon them is going to end up killing a lot of them because these guys are using spears. This tight formation is going to stop the horses from killing off a lot of my men. But with the general dead there, as long as we destroy this cavalry unit, it looks like we might actually have destroyed the entire army. So we're going to just quickly move on to the Gallic light horse here. Hopefully take them out. I am going to end it there. Decisive victory, 479 losses for us, 948 for the enemy. Well, that kind of defeats the point of them buying mercenaries. The idea is that you win with them. There we go. We're going to kill all the captives and kill the army. Job done. Sotium being attacked by the defenders of Endo Velicus. That's annoying. Not much point in defending that because we've only got a unit of Celtic skirmishers and a couple of units of plebs, and they have a general and Iberian swordsman and Scutari spearmen. So we're just going to auto-resolve that. Unfortunately, it's going to be an annoying defeat, but we are going to use a protective stance, hopefully kill off some of their men. And we're going to have to take that back with the army from Burdigala, I guess, after they've dealt with the rebellion. Oh, they didn't even take the settlement. That seems rather dumb. But I am going to be attacked in Aquae Tarbelli once again by another huge army of the Auski. More scorpions, more Iberian swordsmen and Scutari spearmen. It's basically exactly the same as the battle I had last episode, so this should pan out quite well and give us something good to watch. So let's go ahead and fight this one on the battle map. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to learn from my mistakes in the last one. I'm going to actually keep my rear defended this time, and it looks like they're going to attack me in the rear as well, somehow. They've deployed some scorpions here and some Scutari spearmen and light horse, and they've also got an army over here, which is a couple of units of scorpions and the rest of their army. So this should be actually quite interesting, because I'm not going to necessarily be attacked up this ramp. I'm going to just have to take their whole army at the front on this ramp here. So I'm going to just line up my infantry as I would do normally. I'm going to get the skirmishers to sit behind them, and then we shall get some reinforcements to stay behind them. I'm going to pick these 3 units. They can sit behind the skirmishers. Going to group them 2. They're group 1. We got the extra legionaries. They can stand up at the back with the Celtic warriors and the plebs. Make sure that all of the skirmishers are in that line. And the light horse, well, I guess I'm going to have to send one way and one the other to kill off the scorpions. These scorpions aren't going to be able to do anything by the looks of things. Neither are these, actually. Unless they actually move them towards me. Oh well, I'm going to keep the horsemen at the back down here, and then I'll send one right, one left. And that way we can destroy the scorpions nonetheless. Okay, let's get the artillery into position. Not sure exactly how I'm going to do this. I guess I could put it up here and use it to fire down on the army as they arrive. But I could also put them at the top here and then fire down, because it's likely that they're going to group up in this area as they're trying to push into my legionaries. So it might be worth leaving the ballistas there to fire over my men and down the ramp into the enemy. I'm not entirely sure how that would work, especially with my men spaced out as they are. Maybe if I can get them a bit closer amongst the skirmishers, maybe. If they're too far back, they'll end up firing shots through my men. I think that'll work out nicely if they're just sat just there. Then we can use the onagers on the edge to fire at the other armies. So the onagers can sit like here, if I can get them into a decent position, and can fire on the enemy as they try to advance. He's not very clear on this side because that rock's in the way. I think I might just put them on this side. And then they can fire onto this army as it approaches. Okay, so we're going to start the battle now. Get my general into a better position.
The gods are often kind to me in battle. Today,
These guys can be changed to explosive rounds to break up the formations.
And the gods love glorious deeds. Make ready.
Caesar giving his wonderful speeches. And the army is now on the move. So I would like to see if this army is going to come up the front ramp or the back ramp. If they come up the back ramp, that might be a bit of an issue. I'm going to have to take some of these legionaries and help defend the back ramp. Else, it will be a pretty easy defense with this artillery firing into the front. With the help of the skirmishers, and these onagers will hopefully have whittled them down by then. We're going to use some flammable rounds to make sure that we deal quite a lot of damage as they advance into the town. As soon as they get into the range, I am going to start firing onto these Scutari spearmen. And that will start to do some serious damage. There we go. Stones away. And firing straight through the enemy formations. The more they group, the better. Because that is going to happen. Where we just roll through a large chunk of their men. I might just keep it on standard rounds. The flammable rounds don't actually seem to do that much damage, even though they roll through multiple men. Well, actually that did quite a lot there. So we do have a couple of units running around the back. Seems that the AI is completely surrounding me. So I'm going to get my cavalry out onto the field so that they can maneuver around the enemy. My ballistas there firing at point blank onto these light horse. Going to stop them doing that for now. Going to get my horses to run and kill these scorpions now that they're left on their own. And it looks like enemy is now charging me at the front here. So I need to make sure that my skirmishers aren't fleeing like this, otherwise it's going to really affect their efficiency. I'm hoping this front line holds nicely. We are being attacked by Gallic light horse at the front here, as well as these Iberian swordsmen. Going to get my ballistas to fire into this formation just here. Going to do a lot of damage. Cavalry have been hit by the scorpions here. Hopefully taking them out will help out a lot.
The men are wavering.
Unless the scorpions decide to win against my cavalry. Okay. I don't think that's supposed to happen. Anyway, back to the front line. Let's have a look what's going on. Seems my ballistas are firing straight into the back of the formations, but not actually doing too much damage, unfortunately. See if I can get my skirmishers to start doing a bit more. Unfortunately, the angle is a bit wrong. I should have probably sat at the bottom of the ramp. Okay, looks like my cavalry did win, thank God. Now I'm going to get them to come back and attack the skirmishing units of the enemy.
Legionaries, advance!
Push forwards with my reinforcing legionaries here. Need to turn the onagers around so they can attack the enemies as they flee. Stop these ballistas firing. Thought I already did that. Obviously not. And then my cavalry can charge in and kill the rest. Cavalry coming in from this side can kill these skirmishers and slingers. I can also actually use them to charge into the back of this large attack here. We've got a few units back here that are being attacked as well. So I'm going to get my Celtic warriors to help those out. We'll get the plebs to come in as well, we may as well. Put these guys into frenzy. And we should start cutting down the Scutari spearmen quite effectively. So we're going to give... actually, I'm going to take my general to the back and give loyalty of the 10th to my legionaries there. I'm going to give presents as well and run over there. So some Iberian swordsmen have charged into my cavalry. I'm going to retreat my cavalry away from that engagement. 1v1, it seems that my men are actually winning this time, which is nice. I've contained the enemy much better than I did in the last time I defended this settlement. But as these Iberian swordsmen try and attack this unit of cavalry, I am going to retreat them as well. But what I'm likely going to do is just get both of them to turn around and charge with frenzy charge on, and that should break the unit as they are all starting to rout. Bravo. And as they're routing, the enemy is taking a lot of damage from the skirmishers. Right, let's stop the onagers firing so that I don't get any friendly fire as I'm running away, or as they're running away. You can use this cavalry to clean up all of the fleeing men here, and on this side it looks like we've nearly won as well. My Celtic warriors basically creating the new front line for my legionaries. The legionaries amongst them are basically sitting at the back now in comparison because the warriors charged through them. Plebs actually helping out as well. My general being here is keeping the morale high. But basically we're going to end up slaughtering the majority of the men that are running along on this side because they're getting stuck on the buildings as they always do. And on the back side here I can just use my general really to help clean up. So that's their entire army routed. We are going to continue for now. Going to get my plebs and the Celtic warriors to chase them down along with my general. These legionaries did a great job holding the front line when I hadn't even noticed they were being attacked, so that worked out quite well. And, well, once they're all cleaned up, I'll go ahead and end the battle. And that is a pretty convincing victory there for us. Didn't quite go the same way as the last one, because the last one was on this part here rather than on this side. You can see just how well my legionaries held here, with my legionaries being just on the edge of where all of the Iberian dead bodies are. Wonderful. So that's that, I think. We're going to go ahead and quit the battle. Decisive victory. 422 losses for us. 2,510 for the enemy. And with that army destroyed, we can pretty much take out the Auski in the next turn. So that should be really awesome. A lot of my legionaries gained a rank from that as well. So we're going to kill the captives. Goodbye to that army. So Cicero's support is complete. Hidden agent exposed. Mission failed to raise an army in Devona. Increase in rank for Gnaeus Veranius Ilius, which is my Praetorian. Now we've got Cicero's support with cohort barracks. I'm going to go back to researching some of these buildings. So we might go with infrastructure to get us more money. I think that might be the next good move. So we'll go with set prices, I think, to get the plus 10 wealth from all commerce. That'll be a nice boost to our economy. A construction report. We've got the Manipula barracks being finished in Segedunum. So that's going to allow us to recruit some nice forces in Narbonensis. That can now be upgraded to a cohort barracks, which unlocks the recruitment of naked warriors. Not sure how useful that is. That cost me a lot to upgrade to a cohort barracks, especially with the technology costing me 3,200 as well. Anyway, if Narbonensis is actually reasonably happy, it might be worth me getting a Field of Mars and going towards the sort of ranged units as well. I'm not exactly sure how it works. Maybe a workshop would be good, with the level 1 armor and level 1 weapons coming in handy, if I'm going, especially if I'm going to recruit using the 2nd Legion in the province. Nemesis is reasonably happy at the moment, so I might take the opportunity to move the army down into Segadanum and start recruiting into that army.
Commander.
So we can't do it this turn because they're in forced march stance.
Ready for orders.
We need to get this army now though to kill the Gallic rebels that are on the coast. Before we do, let's make him a commander and give him a household. So I think the +2 morale for all units will come in handy, so we'll do just that. And we'll go ahead and attack the rebels. So they have spear warriors, Celtic skirmishers, heavy horse, and a general of Oathsworn, and they also have savage dogs. Wow, this could go badly. But we do have an overwhelming numbers advantage over them. And unfortunately, this isn't going to take place in this episode because it has been my time. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. A couple of really nice battles again. The Auski, too big for their boots, coming right at me and dying with both of their huge armies in the last couple of episodes. So that's going to work out quite well for me in the next episode as I take all their settlements. I'm also going to be, of course, completing this battle as well. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.